Hello, sorry. Tech and the fact that Alistair is in the room doing tech stuff while I'm trying to think about crafting is throwing me all off. Right, yes, I've now got a comment from both Facebook and YouTube, so it seems to be working. Now you can go so that I can focus. Oh my goodness, how messy is my studio? Oh, and I'm sorry about the graphic there at the beginning. It was flipped. So the start, yeah, anyway. Hello, Sue. Hello, Deb. Hello, Alison. Hello, Alistair. Nice to see you. So I've got new stamps. They're not mine. They're not mine, but they have been designed by the lovely Wendy from Mad Hatters. She has started a new company called the White Rabbit Stamp Company, and she launched these on Hobbymaker on Saturday. So she showed me these drawings because we travel down to Hobbymaker together. She showed me these drawings way back in, I don't know, where was it? Was it March? Was my first show? Something like that. She showed me them in March and she'd drawn them 5 years ago. And she was saying she really wanted to turn them into stamps. And then basically after she showed me them, I badgered the living daylights out of her and kept messaging her going, have you made them into stamps yet? Have you made them into stamps yet? Have you made them into stamps yet? And every time we're in the car, we were driving Rob mad because I was looking at the drawings and then we were looking at them and how we would pull apart the drawings to make them work as stamps. So anyway, I said, when you launch them, can I buy some to have for my shop? Okay, you're getting a lot of buffering. Sorry, Deb. I don't know if you can hear that, Alistair, or see the comment, but apparently there's a lot of buffering. Try coming out and in. Is there anybody else that's experiencing buffering? Or is it just Deb? We're trying to stream in a slightly different way to make it better, but so far that's not worked. So you might just have to bear with us until we work out all the tech. Anyway, I will swizzle you around to show the stamps. Let's get this keyboard out the way. And you're fine there. Okay, so possibly I need to, let's move this a bit wider. Oh, actually, no, let's have it close while I show you the stamps. Right, let's just change the lighting round. Sorry, I'm all at 6s and 7s. I'm also just back from the fringe, so, you know, I'm working on very little sleep. So this is called the Tiny House range. And this is the stamp. Oh, it's very close. Yeah, my desk is very messy. This is the stamp set that she originally showed me. And I was just like, I need to play with it. It's so up my street. So this is it. So I do have, these are on the website. I will be, to make that look straight. What's with the camera? Oh my goodness. Right, anyway. So you have the teacup, and then you have this, which is actually like the mound, and then you stick the house on top and you can build it all up. And I just thought it was so me. So we've got, this is the Every Cup Tells a Story. So it is on the website. I will start advertising this properly on Facebook in my newsletter tomorrow morning, but we have an extremely limited amount and she sold out on Hobbymaker. So once these are gone, these are gone. But aren't they just gorgeous? So that's one set. And then the rest of the stamp sets, work with this cup. So there's just the one cup, but the rest of them still work. They're all sized to fit inside the cup. So this one, we've got Happiness Blooms in Our Garden of Whimsy. We've got this little house here, and we've got mushrooms. Very my style. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? And then we have this one, which is Happy Place. So it's a slightly different house again. And then we have these. I love the way she draws trees. Oh my goodness, talk about design envy. We've got these gorgeous trees, and we've got clouds. And I'm also thinking these would work so well with the Enchanted Forest collection. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to let these sort of have their own space and their own glory. But I think in the weeks to come, I will be combining them with the Enchanted Forest collection because I think they are just gorgeous. And then the last one is this one, which is Tiny Houses, Big Adventures. We've got more trees, and these were designed as like bunting. So the story behind it was Wendy used to keep a shop, and in her shop she ran classes. So is it frozen for anyone else or just for Deb? I'm going to have a quick look on my YouTube. And if it has frozen, I will get Alistair to come up. I can't see. Is it frozen for anyone else? Right, Deb's saying it's frozen, but somebody's just come on and said they're late. I can't work out if it's frozen for everybody or just for Deb. Do you think it's okay? Okay, if it, can someone just confirm whether it's frozen or not? So yeah, the story of these was Wendy used to have a craft shop and she ran craft classes. And in one of the craft classes, she actually made a teacup and then they built it. So it's Sue's saying it's fine. So it's fine on Facebook. Can someone on YouTube let me know if it's okay? And she built a polymer clay house. So this was inspired by that class that she did. And in that particular class, she also had like bunting that came over it. Angelica said it's okay. Right. I think it might just be you, Deb. So I think it might be your internet. You're probably best going out and coming back in and seeing if that's good. Oh, she's got me back again. So anyway, these are the stamps. And I was absolutely desperate to have a play. So they are on my website. They're about the 4th page in. But if you actually just put in the search White Rabbit Stamp Company, they all kind of come up together. So that's good. So this is them. I have not had much of a chance to play. I did make a couple of samples for Wendy. So she's got them now. I had hoped to be really prepped and have the most amazing bit box. But I have been at the Fringe. I've been having a marvellous time at the Fringe with my friend. So we are going to build a scene today, but we are going to do it through masking. Oh, and I am trying my hardest to focus. What's the matter? Okay. Okay, so let's just start playing. And yeah, we shall see what occurs. One day we will get the tech right and then I'll not have to have so much stress going on. It's very difficult to focus when my husband's wandering around. He's laughing, thinking that's a compliment. It's really not. Possibly, Deb, I'm not sure. Right, I'm just actually going to, I've made a load of masks. So that's how we're going to build up the scene today. But what I want to do is have a massive stamping and colouring session and create a bit box because I think that would be really fun. But that is for another day. So hopefully they'll stay in the shop long enough, judging by how they went on Hobby Maker. Maybe not, but hopefully. Right, there we go. I've just done this because I'm working in my journal. The surface underneath felt quite uneven, which means I might not get the best stamping detail. So we're going to build up a little scene. So first of all, I'm going to put the little cup down. I have got masks, but to be honest, they've been designed so well that a lot of the elements we probably don't need to mask. I will when it starts coming to add in the details like the trees and the mushrooms and things, but just to show you how well it all fits together. If my stamp pad would actually work. Oh my goodness, I think I need a new VersaFine stamp pad. That's what I think. Just going to see if I've got a different, I don't have another VersaFine, but I might have the Hero Arts one. That's fine because we can get the line work back. Because Wendy's got a very doodly style, we can doodle over that quite easily with a black liner when we're finished, and we will make it come back. Hello, Peppa, how are you? Is there a reason you're standing there?
Yeah, you're right. It's back to front.
Yeah, I know the writing's back to front. Can we just leave that for tonight and just that's something we can learn for another time? Sorry. Right. Let's try this one here. Sorry guys, it's just very off-putting when, you know, is anyone else like that? When you've got someone like looking over your shoulder, it's just, you can't focus. What was the best thing I did at the Fringe this year? Oh, I don't know. It was such a good time. I went to, look, that's the difference of having a nice juicy ink pad. That was kind of the fact that my ink pad is needing replaced. Oh, we had such a lovely time. We went to 6 of Nico and did an Alice in Wonderland themed tasting menu, which was right up my street. I loved every minute of that. One of the days, we stayed up for Masioki till about 2 in the morning. So we had a really late night. And like, you know, we're both of a certain age. We're a little bit older now. Not like young party animals. I've not quite reached 50, but Rebecca has. So I wasn't fit for much the next day. So we did kind of go into Edinburgh. I just sat at this restaurant looking down the Royal Mile and did some painting, which was lovely. One of my favourite things is going down the Makers Market. It's really inspiration. He was looking at the screen and not over my shoulder. He knows I've got a thing about people looking over my shoulder. It's just like, oh, I just couldn't focus. And I loved seeing that because it was just creative people of all different genres. I treated myself to some gorgeous stuff. And, you know, there's people that were working with glass, and there was people that had made pottery, and then, you know, there's artists. And actually, there's an artist guy there. I keep telling him he needs to be on YouTube. I will find his Instagram because I did get it. And he's amazing, but he always lets me look through his art journal and his sketch pad, you know, to see all his drawings. Oh, so nice. That was really good. So it was just nice. It was a nice bit of girl time. It was chill time. We also went to a workshop. I made our own Harris tweed bags. That was fun. So yeah, lots of fun things. Right, so I'm going to mask these things down now. As I say, look at that. I definitely need to invest in, that'll be on the shopping list. I need to get some VersaFine Clear ink pads. So I love the trees. There's the gorgeous mushrooms, but I really do like the trees. I love the way Wendy's drawn these trees. So let's get some trees in. I did some quirky drawings. So we were in Princess Gardens and I drew, it's actually just an information rock. It was a rock that kind of gave a little bit of the history, but it was like on a stand of another 3 rocks. So I completely saw a quirky character. So I drew this little quirky character in a forest, and I think he could be quite cute. I don't know whether, yeah, quite organic, sort of almost like troll-like character. I quite liked him, so he might make an appearance once I kind of fine-tune it a little bit. But yeah, it was just I love it. It's very creative. It's very arty. Right, I'm going to get some, let's get some of these trees in. That, and then I've got some of the little ones. There we go. We could put a little, let's stop, right, focus. Right. Have this one coming down here, and then we can maybe have a bit of extra foliage. I know I love masking too, and I love the fact that it looks kind of like you kind of have to trust the process as well. It looks so effective, and at this point you're like, and then all of a sudden you take it off and it's just like gorgeous. Right, so let's put that in. Do I want some shroomies? Some shrooms as well as the trees. Or I might just go flowers. Oh, possibly. I think I'm just going to actually build up with the smaller stamps. So let's have, I could have a little flower there. These stamps might be up your street, Julie. I don't have many of them, I have to say. It's a very, very small amount that I got. Wendy was very kind to let me have them on my shop. As I said, basically, because like we were discussing it and talking about it so much on our journeys. And I was like, please let me have them. So I've been excited about these for a long time, since about March. Right. I could have some flowers coming out here. And then we've got some little mushrooms. Where's the little baby mushrooms? Because we could maybe have them down here. They're such gorgeous stamps. Ooh, Alison, you'll love them. Honestly, they are so nice. And I also know I don't think Wendy's going to be ordering anymore. So they really are. Because they're not my designs and I've bought them from somebody else. Like, it's not like I'm just saying that. Like seriously, once they're gone, they're gone. There's like no way. There's no physical way of me getting them made again. So I think that's nice. Let's have some. I don't know if I want to do the bunting thing. I should, because Alistair hates bunting. And he's watching, so it would annoy him immensely. Let's get some of our little stamps out. Oh, you've got one as well, Sue. You're doing like really well, because like seriously, by the time I will be putting this on Facebook and the newsletter tomorrow. But getting in early is probably your best chance. Right, I'm going to just add a few little wispy bits like this. There we go. Maybe that coming out the cup downy ways. Do you like that mushroom on legs? So adorable. It's just all gorgeous. It's all so gorgeous. All right, I'm going to put that down there like so. And then we've got a leaf. We've got a leaf and some flowers, so we can really build this up. Where's the leaf? They all work so well together. And they have clouds. I mean, oh my goodness, clouds and dangles. Clouds and dangles. You can see why I would just love them. I think one of the samples that I did. Oh, look, there's a really tiny little cute little snail down there as well. Cutest thing ever. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for my leaf. There's one there. We've got a leaf and flowers. I should possibly have made masks of these. We could maybe make some quickly, but we'll see how we go. Right, so I can I need to make a little mask for that mushroom. Hang on, I'm just going to do it this way. We can add it back in after. It's fine. We're all good. It's just so it didn't go over the mushroom. By the time we get paint on that, it'll be fine. Actually, I'm going to take this off now. Let's take the masking off, because I think it would be quite cute to have the leaves coming down into the cup. So let's take these off. I'll get a better idea of what we're working with. I might need to put some of them back on when we put the clouds in. Oh my goodness, how adorable is that? It's like a world in a cup. It's like a teacup, you know, with a fantasy world attached. Like, oh my goodness, my favourite things. Teacups. Teacups, mushrooms, clouds, dangles. Can you see why I begged Wendy to let me have these in my shop? They're just perfect. So gorgeous. We've got gorgeous flowers as well, which I might just sort of like add, like I might fussy cut some out after and add them. Shame a stamp, the cup didn't stamp properly, but as I say, we'll fix that with a black pen later. We're all good. That is nice, right? And now I'm going to put, after I've taken it all off, I'm going to put it back on. I just want to put, not all of it, I just need to put these on. And so for those of you, because I know we have a rule about JMC sort of sharing JMC stuff, because these are on my website, that if you want to, if you make anything with these and want to share on my Facebook group, then go for it, because I want to see. Right, let's get some clouds. We'll get some clouds. And the clouds are really cool as well, because you can use them as clouds, but you can also use them. Oh my goodness, we're like half an hour in almost, and I've not even got to the colouring stage. We can have them as clouds, but we can also have them as bushes. Which is fabulous. I think once we've done that, we can add some dangles. It's cool. And then let's put some down here as well. Bear with, it will make sense at some point. You'll tag me in my post anyway. Thank you, Alison. Right. That, and then we will bring this over here, and I'm going to get the big cloud. And then we will see what we are working with. Just keep needing to put that on this side. Just have to bear in mind I've got that thing there. Right, so we're going to put that there like so. And actually for this one, instead of that stamp, I'm going to take, there's one of the a little squiggly doodly one. Where are you? There you are. These also make great clean and simple cards. There's just lots of little doodly sort of elements that would just be perfect as little added extras and journals and things. Where did my mask go? There we go. Having way too much fun. And just to make it different from over there, we will kind of add that like that. Because bushes don't grow even, unless you're in Chatsworth House and it's all designed. Right, let's get some little dangles for the clouds. So for the dangles, we've got little hearts. We've got, oh, let's have the raindrops. I did the hearts in my Galaxy one. As I say, I do have pictures, so I will post pictures online of the things that I made, but the actual samples went to Wendy for her to use on her show. Oops. I did manage to make a couple of things, not as many as I would like because I had COVID and it didn't quite happen, but you know. Right. So we can add these in. How adorable are those raindrops? You're on Facebook now as YouTube was giving you some trouble. I'm sorry it was giving you trouble, Deb. It'd be good for a border. Yeah, perfect for a border. They're just, honestly, so many uses. I will be playing with these a lot. And I think they will go with lots of your stamp sets from lots of your brands. As I said, I have got an idea in my head. I'm going to speak to the girls about it. I've got an idea in my head where we would combine the Enchanted Forest with some of Erica stamps from Stampanori and some of these stamps. So I just think they would go so well with lots of your crafty goodies that you've already got. Right. Oh, that's because I picked the wrong ink pad up. Oopsie. Let's move this over. And then I can have a shorter one, but the drip still being the same size. Might do that over there as well. So cute. And then after that, we will pull this up and reveal what we actually have under all of this mayhem. Right. There we go. Nice. I am just going to move this aside. Right, let's get... Oh, we could have some mushrooms growing. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. I thought I'd finished stamping, but, you know. The trouble with this collection, well, it's not the trouble with this collection, but that's the thing with this collection. There's just so much you can do with it. They just constantly get ideas. Right, so we've got this little mushroom. There's also another little mushroom guy in there, so I might go find him. Here's the other. There was another little titsy mushroom somewhere. Oh my goodness, the stamps are everywhere. This is going to be fun cleaning this up. There he is. He's over here. It's going to overlay the map slightly. Hang on. I'm just going to use this as a bit of a random mask here now. So we'll fix it when it comes to painting and things. There we go. And then we've got this over here. And I did have a mask for that big cloud somewhere. Black finger marks everywhere. So we could have a couple of mushrooms over here as well. Oh my goodness, this is adorable. I love it. Right, I think these would be great with the Curious Wonder. Oh, they would, wouldn't they? They're very Alice in Wonderlandy. Yeah, absolutely. Can have a tea party's party. Yeah, Alice in the teacup. Yep, lots of ideas for these. I cannot wait to have a good playing session. I said I just want that would look so much better had that stamped out, but don't worry, we will fix this with line work. Oh, that's so nice. Love it. Right, let's get some paint. Oh my goodness. My water spray is in my pencil case in my bag because I took it with me to do my artwork. Right, I think I might have another spray here somewhere. Locating it is another matter. Alistair, if you're still watching, my grey pencil case in my grey bag has my water spray in it. Right, let's see. Also, see what paint brushes we've got that will do the job. I just want to put a big blue wash on this. This is because I didn't prep. I didn't spend enough time prepping, which is just shocking. I'm just going to bring this in. I'm just trying to get quite a lot of blue paint. And just fairly watery will be fine. And I'm just literally going to paint over the whole thing. I just want to create a very loose wash. And then we will build up from there. It is a cute little mushroom. As I say, Wendy is one very incredibly talented lady. These are just gorgeous, and I hope this will be the beginning of her making lots more stamps. She's kind of known for her MDF, but yeah, her stamps are gorgeous. They are just lush. I just kind of want to create this wash background so that we're not working on a white background. I'm getting a bit of green in there, that's fine. So this isn't meant to be overly pretty. It's just a little bit of background. Just gets the colour off the page. So I am probably going to do like a first pass with watercolour, get a little bit of colour blocking in there. Then we'll build up the dimension of the colours or the value of the colour with some pencils. Thank you. And then we will finish off with acrylic markers. That seems to be my new favourite combo. Although recently I've rediscovered my pastels. If anyone's checked out my latest video using Forgotten Supplies, I rediscovered all my pan pastels and things, and I'm completely in love. So that we will be doing a lot more with that very soon. Because yeah, I actually, when I was in the art shop in Edinburgh, because I always visit the art shop and the art gallery, I treated myself to some tools for using the pan pastels. So hopefully we'll have a slightly better time. So yeah, just very quickly and messily put a little wash on. Just give that a wee blast. And then we will block in some colour. I'm going to deliberately make this very loose. And because of the style that Wendy's got, it's very sketchy and wiggly lines and everything. So I don't think we need precision when it comes to colouring these things. And just like really go for it. Some mushrooms from or trees from the other week. Right, so I'm gonna go. I don't quite know what colours I'm doing everything. I want to go blue for the teacup. And we know that we've got, man, I really need to, I've got so many brushes, but most of them actually need washed. So I will be taking my paint pot up with me. Right. Let's get some greenery blocked in. Pastels, yes, you rediscovered them as well. They're so much fun. So yeah, I bought myself some actual tools for using pastels. And oh, I've mixed green. I was going for blue. Never mind. We'll do the greenery first. Yeah, I've completely rediscovered them. So I bought myself some tools for actually hopefully using them a bit better. It's quite a greeny green. I prefer my green a bit more yellow, so I'm going to just mix a bit of yellow into that. Let's start a fresh mix of green over here. There we go. Knock that back. Quite fussy when it comes to green, to be honest. As I said, this is just me. I'm not thinking about the different values. It was interesting when I was in the art shop. One of the girls that was working there, she was actually painting at the time. She was doing this amazing painting, and people were coming up and commenting. And I think somebody had commented about the gorgeous colours and things. And she said, she heard a saying, and it's so true, that colour gets all the credit, but value does all the work. And it's like, oh, that is so true. Because I'm always going on about shadows, highlights, and midtones. And that just sort of describes that perfectly. You know, it's like getting the values in makes a difference to the overall look of something. So see, I'm just putting an initial sort of underpainting down of everything, and then we will build it all up. And I'm not bothered if I go outside the lines. I kind of want to, because I kind of want it to look kind of loose. In fact, we'll probably add some splatters and things before we move on to the pencils to deliberately give it that loose look. I'm just making sure I fill in all the greenery elements. That is very cute. Lots of leaf there. Is that all the green? Oh, we've got a bit of green in there. Awesome. Right, now I'm going to go for the blue. I want a nice blue teacup. I love this sort of painting style because you really don't have to worry about accuracy, staying in the lines, anything like that. You just kind of like stick the colour down and it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to add a little bit more blue at this side. And I think I might have to leave this area for a little while. It's getting quite damp. It probably needs to just dry a little and recover a little bit. It's cute. I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to the clouds. Although technically we should have the colour around the clouds. So let's just do that. We'll just deepen in the shadows, or well, not deepen in the shadows, but just sort of deepen that wash around the clouds. So almost like negative painting, because it's like actually the clouds would not be blue. The sky would be. Thank you, Lucy. Wendy has done an amazing job of designing these stamps. And I'm having immense fun playing with them. Anyway, I've told you all about my weekend. I've been busy like yabbering about myself and talking about the fringe. What have you guys been up to this weekend? Have you been doing anything fun? Because these lives are not about me, you know. They're about you guys. They're about sharing inspiration and community. And so what have you guys been up to? Just got to pull that out. That's the thing about watercolour, I like just pull it out if it's a bit too dark. I'm actually going to give this a quick dry, although we've like got colour to add in other areas, just so that we don't end up with too much colours running into each other. Has anyone been doing anything fun? You've totally gone on a tangent and made a wish list of everything I want and decided I am like Veruca Salt or a Veruca Salt from Charlie and the Chocolate Treat. You want everything. I know, it's so hard, isn't it? You should have seen me at the weekend. I spent lots of money at the weekend. You've been playing with some stunning... Oh, you've been playing with some stunning products that you can't share. That's always exciting. Oh dear. I hope you're not too bruised, Lucy. That is one good thing that my hubby is for. I tend to leave all the building of things to him. And the tech, as you can see. Hence why he was hanging about the place earlier. Because, you know, I need him for the tech as well. How soon will we get to know about the secret squirrel stuff, Alison? Is it stuff that will be revealed soon? Just drying it from the other side as well, because obviously we do get, as paper expands and contracts with, you know, the damp and then the heat, we do get a bit of buckling. I tend to find in a journal, even if the page really buckles, because it's in a journal and it's closed flat and stuck on your shelf, it all sort of evens itself out anyway. Right, let's get some red on those mushrooms. I'm not going to try and worry about the spots because I'm going to bring the white dots back in later when we do our acrylic marker stage. So I'm not worrying about those overly. Oh, actually, I think that needs to be, they need to be a bit redder. Very pink red. Probably why I like it. I definitely prefer a pinky purpley red over a orangey red. Possibly next week. Ooh, exciting stuff. I look forward to seeing what you're up to. need to make some of my own secret stuff, really. Been too distracted by Wendy's lovely images. I knew these were coming. I was like, I don't need to design anything. I'm going to have Wendy's gorgeous stamps in my shop. But I will get back on the design bandwagon eventually. Right, that's cute. I actually think let's bring, I'm going to give the roof, I like to add balance. So we've got all the red, see the blue kind of goes from the top to the bottom, and the green, we've got that colourway running all the way through. But then because the mushrooms kind of stop here, that colourway kind of stops short a little bit. So just to bring that through, I'm going to make the roof pink as well. You love a bit of steampunk. You're working on Halloween cards, Angelica, sorry. You're very organized. I'm getting lost in the moment now, struggling to talk at the same time. Right, I think I'm going to put the browns in because that's the next colour. And then, because I have no idea what colour I'm going to do the actual house yet. Kept all my shadows in the same place so that this side of the cup's darker, this side of the house is darker. Hello, Wendy! Yay, Wendy's in the building. They're loving your stamps, Wendy. They are gorgeous. I was telling them how like we talked Rob's head off on all the journeys discussing these stamps. I'm so pleased you made them. I'm so excited. So excited. And I'm finally getting to make the teacup one. We were saying that they would work. We've had a few comments. People have been saying they would work for Alice in Wonderland. And I know how much of a fan of Alice in Wonderland. So if we had some like Cheshire Cat, just giving you some ideas for your next range, Wendy. We need Cheshire Cat and the rabbit and Alice sit in the teacup. Right, I'm mixing up a brown here. And I watched it on replay today, Wendy, and it wasn't that chaotic at all. I think you did very well, especially when you had Nigel saying this looked like elephant's feet. I thought, yeah, you coped with that very well. He'll be so glad when they're done. We just need to travel down together so we can plan the next lot. I'm trying to mix a decent brown here. It's not going overly well. Still probably recovering from a weekend. It's a great weekend, but I'm very, very tired. Right, let's get some of our browns in here. The teacup looks a bit washed out because my ink pad ran out. We switched. Make a village scene with them all. Oh, I know. I absolutely want to do that. Wendy did an amazing one. Made me laugh, Wendy, when I was watching back because let's have a look. Let me have a look back here. One of my favourite pages in my journal is this one. Wendy did something really similar with these houses and had these houses going round and around. Did the mouse sleep in the teacup in Alice in Wonderland? He floated down into a teapot. I know he floated down into a teapot because as I was watching it back, because I quite often watch Alice in Wonderland because I'm always wanting to make new Alice in Wonderland stuff. And then I was like, oh, I should draw a mouse in a teapot. And then I realised that I've got mice with umbrellas and I have a teapot die set. So I could just combine the two and do a little, journal page sometime. That's on my list and I haven't quite done. I'm going to bring, again, that idea of bringing colours throughout the page because it's in the middle but not anywhere else. I'm just going to bring a little bit down here and we can go around the project with a little bit of brown as well. Oh, decisions. I'm trying to decide what colour. Should we go for like a yellowy orange? Let's go for a yellow. It will tie in well with the... It will tie in well with the, the trees and things. Right, let's get a bit of, yeah. I think it's okay. This can be the pop of colour that doesn't follow the rest of the story. Then your eye is drawn to it, and then that means the eye is drawn to the little house, which is just perfect because the little house is gorgeous. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. That's so funny when inspiration hits, you just have to kind of get on with it. I have a list by my bed, and because I quite often think of things when I'm sleeping, and then I can't sleep. And actually, Kezzy has the same. So I was like, Kezzy, I just keep a notepad by your bed, and if you have to turn the light on and write it in, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Right, let's make this. I can make these bits blue. Just trying to stick with the same colour stories so that we don't have too much going on. And then let's use, we could use the pink again for the door frame here. Okay. Right, as I said, I'm going to add my values more with pencils. So before we do that, I'm just going to take a couple of the colours. I think I'm going to take the green. Because as I said, I've not been bothered about sticking within the lines because we're just going, because there's this gorgeous doodly feel, I think we can get away with just a very loose watercoloured style, because it all just works. So I'm just going to add a few green splatters. I've just realised my little mushrooms don't have any colour in them, so we'll sort that in a minute. So I think I'm going to do green. I'll let that dry, and then I might do a tiny little bit of pink. Right, let's get the brown into these. And then, as I said, we will next pull out our, I'm really into mixed media colouring at the minute. So I think next we'll pull out our pencils, and then we will come in with acrylic markers for the next lot. There we go. Isn't it gorgeous? Hello, Carol. Don't worry about it. We are playing with the gorgeous new stamps from Wendy. She set up a new company, the White Rabbit Stamp Company. And she very kindly let me have some on her website. I nagged and nagged her. I kept messaging her going, have you done the stamps yet? Have you done the stamps yet? And then when she did do them, I was like, can I have them, please? Pretty please. The cherry on the top. Just going to dry this off because we've got green, which is two of the primary colours, yellow and blue. And I also want pink splatters. So if they were all wet together and mingled, we would end up with brown splatters. And I don't really want brown splatters. So I'm just giving this a waft first. And then I will, I'm not giving the door a colour. And then I will Dormouse in the Teapot at Alice in Wonderland. Absolutely. I could do that next week sometime. Or actually, I can't do it next week. Next week I'm at a wedding. So I'll not be live next Monday because I will be at a wedding. But yeah, it's been on my list to create. Let's get a little bit of pink. Not a lot because I kind of want the green to be the main story. I just love how loose all of this becomes. There we go. And then we'll give that one a waft, and then let's go in with our pencils. Oh, we've only been going for an hour. I think I would buckle in, guys. Get yourselves a cuppa because we've already been going for an hour. And by the time I get the pencils and acrylic markers on here, I think we're at least half an hour, if not longer. It's been like a really long time since you watched it, a really, really long time. Yeah. One of the shows that I went to, it was brilliant when we were at the Fringe, was, I'm not sure the name of the actor, but it was called A Mad, Mad Wonderland. And it was the same day we were going to the Wonderland tasting menu at 6 of Nico. So it was just perfect that we did it on the same day. But this guy had written his own play. And it wasn't the story of Alice in Wonderland, but it had all the Alice in Wonderland characters in it. But he was also an impressionist. And oh my goodness, it was hilarious. It was so funny. Laughed so much. Because like, yeah, Tweedledum and Tweedledee, and that they were like Jim Carrey and Jeff Goldblum. No, Alan Rickman and Jeff Goldblum. And then Jim Carrey was like this other character. I think he was actually the Jack of Hearts. It was so good, and like it was a one-man play, but he was just switching between these characters and voices, and it was so funny because he kind of had, if you knew some of the films that the impressions that he was doing, he just sort of included it all in. So I had a very Alice in Wonderland themed trip in Edinburgh. It was so good. And then also I bought myself, it is a children's book that's just recently come out, but it's Alice in Wonderland themed, so I still want to read it. And it's called Alice with a Y, and it's meant to be, the storyline is meant to, I'm just scanning because there they are. The pencils aren't where I expected them to be. The story's meant to be that it's now wartime, and the little girl kind of discovers Wonderland, but Alice was her grandmother or something like that. It's kind of like a take on it. And I was like, oh, that sounds quite good. I'm just going to leave that to dry, otherwise that green paint's going to sink into my paint pan. But I don't want to get rid of it because it's nice paint. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to waste it. Oh, it was so good, Arwen. I had such an amazing time. Honestly, I had so much fun. Right. I say again, going to keep this loose, but we're just going to start to add our values. As I said, I discovered this sentiment when I was away, that colour gets all the credit, value does all the work. And I absolutely love that. So, but we're just going to start to add a little bit of value now. I'm keeping it loose, I'm keeping it sketchy, but I'm just coming into the shadow areas and building it up. I don't want to colour over the whole thing because then we lose our loose watercolour feel, but I really am loving mixed media colouring at the minute. So we're just gonna kind of come in and add a few little details. What was that? Sounded almost American there. A few little details with some deeper colours. And then I promise we stamped with a bit of a dodgy ink pad for the cup, so we will bring the details back when we finish off with our paint pens. So it'll be all good. We will fix it. Yes, I'm definitely feeling Alice in Wonderland again. But I think that's a good shout. Maybe we should do this cup with Alice sat on it. So I'm just getting a bit of dimension to all of these leaves, just by adding a little bit of colour variation to it. Looking at the screen, I think this looks better in real life. The blending, I'm sure it's a much smoother blend in real life, but hey ho, that's fine. It's all good. Now let's get a little bit of shadow behind these slightly raised bits here. There we go, just make that pop. Hopefully, once I move my hand in a second, but hopefully we'll just maybe see the difference between that side that's just had that little bit of tonality added to it and this side, which hasn't yet. And you can just see how much it's brought to life. Adding just a little bit of variety of shade and tone. Gone quiet now. I'm in colouring mode. When you were 11, you had to recite the lobster quadrille in front of the whole school. Cool. How did you get on? Did you manage it okay? I'm trying not to get too carried away with this stage because I'm going to come in with acrylic markers as well. And then quite often I end up undoing everything I've just done. So I'm just trying to sort of loosely get in loosely getting our details. It's looking good. Right, let's do the same down here with the bushes down here. You can still remember it for, do you know, if it was live and we could do a voice, I would ask you to recite it for us, but it's a little bit difficult having to type it all out. If we're in a Zoom sort of craft chat thing, that would work, wouldn't it? Or if you come to the workshop. You have to come to the workshop, Caroline. And then I can ask you to recite it for me. Plans for the workshop are going well. 1/3 of the tickets have sold. So if anyone's thinking about it, I know it's too far for some of you. And that's absolutely okay. We have plans for future ones, but if you aren't able to make it, it's going to be a lot of fun. And you get a brand new journal, Pink Pig one. And I love a Pink Pig journal. But we're giving everyone a Pink Pig journal, which I think is awesome. I think it's the best gift in the world. I'd come just for the journal. Right, let's have a little look. Let's do the teacup next. The teacup just stresses me because it's all disappeared, but we will fix it. I know I can fix it because a similar thing happened when I was prepping some of the things for Wendy in the demo. And I just drew the details back in. And because Wendy has this gorgeous wiggly squiggly style, it's really easy to just give it a little fix. Make sure that the arm of the handle has a little bit of shading too. I say I'm not trying to blend it in because I kind of want to see the various textures as well. Sort of the difference between the watercolor and the pencils and the acrylic markers. I'm just keeping it very loose and sketchy. I think that's ideal about these stamps. They have such a sketchy look to them that you can just keep it looking really loose and really sketchy, and it works. Here's the start. Will you walk a little faster, said a whiting to the snail. There's a porpoise close behind us and he's treading my tail. Very good. I'm impressed. Just realised we've not done these leaves up here. Oh, it's so cute. Right, let's get those reds popping. Let's get a little bit of colour in those. Thank you, Carol. All down to Wendy's amazing artwork. Just going to add a little bit of dimension in these. Actually, they don't need too much because that paint was quite pigmented on those. Just do a little bit there. Could actually probably do with almost like a blue in there to deepen up the shadow. Because the red's already quite deep. Yeah, that's made a difference. But because it's quite a bluey red, a purpley red, a little bit of blue works quite well for the shadow. And so I'm not too worried about the white dots because we will get those back when we add the acrylic layer. Let's go and give this guy a little bit of shadow around here because he's going to have lots of shadow because he's got those leaves in front of him. There we go. I'm going to make this mushroom nice and dark so that it looks different from the rose behind it. And then look at the rose. I'm just actually going to go around the line work of this. So it emphasizes the shape of it. Like so. That's quite cool. Right. Let's get in and do the roof. We're getting there. We are getting there, but it's not about rushing, it's just about relaxing, enjoying the process of creating. I love the fact that you can just build up your own whimsical world. It's just gorgeous. And let's bring this out. I think I need a slightly better pencil colour than that, but we might be able to fix that up a little bit once we get to the acrylic markers. I think we're getting close to the pencil part being done. Oh, brown. So we've got our trees. I just sort of scribble across here as well, give that a little bit of texture. And I might just do the same down here. We'll just get a little bit of texture down here. I might do the same with some green as well. There's always quite a bit of texture in the ground. That's quite nice. Right, oh, mushroom. I'm just keep looking to see what I've missed. But it's looking all right, isn't it? We're getting there. Right, and then I'm just going to make the house pop a little bit more. So shadows for yellow. I always find shadows for yellow a little bit difficult. So I tend to come in with like an almost a brown colour when it comes to creating shadows in something yellow. It seems to be the only colour that kind of helps to give it depth. So I'll do that. And then I've kind of almost got a slightly more orangey yellow. I'll blend it out with that and then go into the lighter yellow. And I've kept all my sort of shadowed areas to this side of the artwork. So there's a bit of continuity there. Okay. It's getting there. I'm just going to come in with my green again and just create a little bit of, yeah, you see me, I do this a lot. Just a little bit of scribbles along there for almost like a bit of a grass line. Again, it just helps to ground it. All right, let's put these away now. Don't worry, I will come back and fix the pencil order for those of you that are their OCD's going through the roof, because that's gone in different order. It's just a speed thing. I will fix it. Thank you, Carol. It's Steampunk Weekend in Lincoln on Saturday. Ooh, sounds fun. Are you off there to do some photographs? Now, let's see. What shall we do? My blues in this collection are always really dodgy, so let's see how we get on with them today. I have a love-hate relationship with my pens. I still need to start testing all the ones I bought. That's not a good idea. It's got glue all over it. Right, let's see. Which of my blues? Oh, you're working today. I love you. Excellent. This one doesn't always work. Just going to create a bit of a painterly look here. Oh no, see, now it's decided it doesn't want to work. I don't love you anymore. That's why I have a love-hate relationship with these things. Look, how come it was just so juicy and now it's not? Honestly, these things drive me insane. Just trying to create a bit of a sort of painterly look. But you're not going to play ball, are you? Okay, no worries. No worries. We'll move on to green. See if green likes me better. Just sort of scribble and rub it in a little bit. Don't actually really have a system. Just quite like it looking, especially with this style of stamps being so sort of doodly. Just think it really kind of suits kind of added painterliness. Should I bring a bit of the green into the cup as well? Why not? Right, I did this before. I like this. I'm going to turn these like little V's in the tree to make them look a bit more like love hearts, because I just think that's incredibly cute. So I'm just going to go over the little ticks that are already there. How cute is that? I love it. Right, because that pink wasn't the best pink in the world, there's a bit of a jump. I need to buy some more of those pencils. I think I need a bigger collection. I was bought them by a friend, but I think this pink matches the middle pencil. It kind of went from like a purpley pink to more of a sort of orangey based, like more of a peachy kind of things. No, it's a bit more orangey than expected. Never mind. Just working with it. Let's add a bit into here. Well, maybe not. The thing is, see if you do something with an acrylic marker, like, no, actually, I don't like the orange in the cup. You just do this. You get your blue one and you draw back over it because it's opaque. So it's all good. You can't actually really ruin anything, which is why I love them so much, because you can just experiment and play and see what occurs, which is immense fun. I think I'm okay with that, actually. I don't think it's needing too much. I like that. I might just come in with a little bit of blue's going to drive me insane, I tell you. I have bought a whole load more to test. I've just not had the time to do it. And today I've been busy doing my accounts, which has been incredibly boring. Right, I need my black pen. I thought it was just there, but I'm going to put it back. Or maybe it's on my desk. Oh, there it is. It's up there. I thought I put it up there. Right, I'm going to draw. Let's get this teacup back in. I'm just going to look at Wendy's. There we go. I can kind of see the lines, but not quite. But I'm just going to put them back in there because they were nice lines. I'm very sad that I don't have them. Wendy's ones are obviously much better, but we can still make it work. So as I said, even if it's stamped wrong, the fact that these are such gorgeous doodly stamps is if something goes wrong with the stamping, like it did for me, just sort of draw around the edge and add a few squiggles and we have it all back and it's all looking good as new. So sorted. I like it. I'm not going to actually take all the ones at the bottom back because I think it's kind of looks like you love doing the accounts. So I'll get you to do my accounts too. I've been having to do my accounts. Whilst I was away at the Fringe, I kind of got this message from the accountant going, yes, we're doing these accounts and please send them. I'm like, okay. It would be better if I actually stayed on top of them a bit better as the year went by instead of sort of putting them off and then having a big, long, horrible job to do. So that's what I've been doing today. It's not been fun. Oh, this is so nice. I love it. I love these stamps, Wendy. Right, I'm going to add a few sort of extra dots in places just because I can. I will add white ones as well, but I do Wendy has got dots on hers. So I'm just kind of emphasizing those a bit more because they're nice. Oh, that's what I meant to do with the acrylic markers. So like see here of the mushroom, we've got the line there, which is not particularly a good look. So I'm just going to paint over that. And then that sort of like extends the mushroom a little bit. You don't see that sort of funny line work. And that is why I quite like, oh, that's too orangey. That is why I quite like using acrylic markers because we can just sort of edit things a little bit. Like here as well, we've got it so that that line doesn't look right there. But it's just because I hadn't made masks for the mushrooms. So I just sort of stamped them. But I stamped them knowing I could fix them. So and just extend the line down here. Cool. Right, now we need to get the white marker out. And then I think we will be almost done. Maybe find a sentiment. Because there's some lovely sentiments in these sets too. So we can maybe do that. Let's bring our toadstool dots back. I do like white dots on the toadstool. And then I'm pretty much following Wendy's lines and just adding a few sort of little white ones in there. So this side's got the black and white and that side's just the black. And I just think that's why I love, you see the contrast between the two sides. But it's just, I do love a bit of a white doodle as well. I'm going to add some white dots in, black dots and white dots, because I can. You are very welcome, Sue. I still might be a few minutes here adding. I still need to add all my white doodles. I need to add a doodly border. I need to add a sentiment. So I've got a few more minutes. But thank you. You're very welcome. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. I'm glad I've made a little bit of sense because, you know, I do feel quite like my brain's not working. I have bought them, Deb. I have bought quite a few. I have bought some hoo-hoo ones. I've bought some shuttle art ones. I've bought some bog standard ones in an attempt to try and find some that, because as a product, as a medium, I love them. And I never thought I would because I'm such an alcohol marker girl. But I just find that I'm enjoying this sort of style of colouring a lot more, where I am using various mediums to colour. And I really, really enjoy that. And I just find the acrylic markers are so much fun. And I find every time I craft, I pull them out because they are so good at fixing things or just editing something that you're not quite happy with. And so I nearly always pull them out for a finishing touch. And so it drives me mad that sometimes they work really nice, sometimes they play nice, and sometimes they really don't. So I do want to find a brand that I like. So I have bought a load because I do quite a lot of things like that on my YouTube channel. Video comparisons and like product comparisons do quite well as well. And also it means that I have products for when I run workshops like we are in September. So it's worth it for me sort of investing in the various brands of things and just having a play, see what suits. We're just adding some highlights. I know Wendy likes a white pen as well. She quite often finishes off her MDF like this. So there was dots in the design of this little house as well, so I'll bring them back as well using this. And because I've used the acrylic markers, some of the line work on this has faded as well, so I might bring some of that back using the black pen. And I'm just literally tracing over what's there. It's nothing complicated. I'm going to add a few more dots to the ones Wendy's given us, maybe just slightly smaller ones. And I think I'm going to draw around these little hearty sort of shape things I created very loosely. And the leaves as well. Oh, there's a mushroom here that's not had its dots given back to him yet. Let's do that. So as I said, these are on my website. There's not a lot of them at all. I only bought a very small amount. And once they have sold out, Hobby Maker sold out of them. I don't know if Wendy has more for her website. Do you have more for your website, Wendy? But yeah, once they're gone, they are gone. And they are gorgeous. So I want you all to be having as much fun as I'm having. So these will be I will be putting an announcement out on Facebook tomorrow and a newsletter out tomorrow. But you guys that have joined me tonight are getting a wee sneak peek of what is going on to the website. You've never heard of acrylic pens, you might look into that. I'm having immense fun with them. I tend to, I like this brand better than any other brand because it has a brush nib, and I'm a brush nib girly. I just like to use a brush nib. I don't get on with the bullet nib. I don't get on with a bullet nib in any form of medium. So when I heard that you could get brush marker acrylics, I was absolutely delighted. But then they've been a little bit of a disappointment. So, but I'm determined to find something. I mean, I still use them every time I craft, so I'm obviously not that disappointed in them. But I just think for the money that they are, they're not the cheapest pens in the world, these Artex ones. So I kind of think for the money, they should work better than they do. I like it. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my diddly border, but I'm going to do it slightly different. So if you see Wendy, I mean, I could stamp it out, but I'm liable to put a big finger smudge in it. So I'm just going to go with my pen, but you could use her stamps to create this border. But you see how she has this line and then she does this like wiggle over it. And then she also has these sort of loops and then tiny little dots. I'm going to just emulate that. So I'm going to start off, and this is my usual diddly border. I'm just going to draw a wiggly squiggly line like that, and then that gives us these sort of similar shapes that you can see there in the clouds. Thank you, Arwen. And then I'm going to do the same here and then bring it down. I always like to add a border to my page. I think it frames it and it just brings the eye in. And then we will stamp out a sentiment. And that will be us. So I'm just getting the actual frame part in first. Oops. There's obviously a dip in the paper there from a previous thing. What I am going to try to do is make sure I come that side of it. There we go. Right, so now I'm going to create this sort of wiggly shape. So I'm going to choose bits that are a bit straighter, she says. Like, so here's one. And I'm going to copy that wiggle shape like that. And I'm going to create that in a few different places, and it's just going to mimic the stamps. So I'm looking at what's in the stamp and making it kind of really work. Let's see, we've got another one down here. So I'm using the exact same sort of styling that Wendy has used. I'm actually just going to do the 3 because that's fine. And then she also has all these sort of tiny dots. So in a few areas, I'm just going to draw a few tiny dots. And then it's mimicked the style of the stamps. As I said, there's lots of kind of like long dangly stamps in this stamp set. So you could quite easily create a frame with the stamps. Just for speed, I quite like doodling. And also, as I said, I have a feeling that I would stick my thumb in it. So I'm going to do this, right? And this, so we've got different stamp sets. This one says every cup tells a story. We've also got Tiny Houses, Big Adventures, and then Built with Love, Lived with Joy. We've got Magical Dreams, Whimsical Wishes, and Happy Place. And we've got Happiness Blooms in Our Garden of Whimsy. But I'm going to go for the stamp set from this one, or the sentiment from this one. Every cup tells a story. Sorry, every cup tells a story. In this, like, right, that's this one here. So let's just get this. Okay, let's get a scrap bit of card because I don't need a full amount. I'm just going to stamp this sentiment. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Pippa. Thank you, Deb. Okay. I'm just going to stamp that there. Every cup tells a story. Gorgeous sentiments in here as well. You'll get the writing. Yeah, Alistair's going to get the writing round the next time. That's something for him to worry about whilst I'm not live. I just need to focus on what I'm doing. I can't focus when there's someone else about. Yeah, everything's flipped for some reason, but never mind. It's one of those things. I think we've still managed to enjoy it. Right, what am I doing? I am looking for my Pro marker, which is right here. You'll probably come down and fiddle. I'm almost finished, sweetheart. So if you want to put the kettle on and make me a cup of tea, that would be delightful. These stamps are gorgeous. These have been designed by the lovely Wendy from Mad Hatter's Stamp MDF, but she has just set up a sister company to that, which is White Rabbit Stamp Company. And this is the first collection from the White Rabbit Stamp Company. I'm hoping there's going to be many more because Wendy's incredibly talented and these have been so much fun to play with. And they are really, really fun. So they are on my website just now. There is a very small amount. Wendy very kindly let me have some in my shop. She let me buy some, but I did not get a huge amount. So, and also she pretty much sold out on Hobby Maker. So once they're gone, they're gone. And because they're not my stamps, it's not like I can reorder them. Because it's up to Wendy whether she chooses to get more made or not. So yeah, once they're gone, they're gone. But they are absolutely gorgeous and immense fun to play with. Highly recommend them. And thank you to the talented Wendy for sharing this with the crafty world because they are just lush. Lush, lush, lush. Right, I'm going to put that down there. Also just going to the same sort of wiggly squiggly look that Wendy's got going on. I'm just going to do the same again. Just going to do a little bit of a sort of doodle because I think it just sort of ties it all together. She's got like these little crosses and then she's got wiggly squiggly lines. And I think it just blends it all in. We'll put a few dots there as well. And then that sort of perfectly blends in. So yeah, it does say every cup tells a story. So sorry that's flipped, but technical issues. But at least we have managed to stream, stay live. And yeah, it's been okay. So this is the project. It's been so lovely having you all with us. I will not be here next Monday because I will be at a wedding. There hopefully will be a video on on Friday. I haven't filmed it yet, so hopefully there will be something. But that we'll just have to wait and see. I went to the Fringe and enjoyed myself. Now I am looking for the mouse so that I can say goodbye. Oh, it's over there because himself was playing with it. Just so I can say goodbye and end the stream if I can work out how to do that. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Alison. Oh, there it is. There's a button up there. Okay. Thank you, everyone.